divided based on these differences in the features. Okay, so the basic physical divisions of India, right? So we can say the physical divisions. The physical divisions of India are classified like this. The first one is the northern mountains or the Himalayas. Okay, so the first one is the northern mountains or the Himalayas, means the northern part of India near Kanyakumari, near Kashmir and all those regions, we have very huge mountains. Okay, so now look at the map over here, it's already there. Okay, so the northern part of India is of a continuous huge mountain ranges. So what is the name of those mountains? Yeah, they are called the Himalayas. Okay, so that is the first physical division of India. Okay, the Himalayas. Right? Now, the second is the northern plains. Just below these mountains, along the rivers that comes out of the mountains, we have plain land areas. Okay, there won't be any mountains kinds of things over there. They are very plain, flat land areas. Okay, so they are known as the northern plains. Right? Can you see them in the picture? Can you see them in the map given over there? The northern plains. They lie just to the south of the mountains that we have in the north. Okay. Now, the third is the Great Indian Desert. Right? In the north itself, to the west of the plains, we have a desert, or that is also known as the Thar Desert. Right? Yeah, the Rajasthan region of India is a desert region. No? Yes, that is the Great Indian Desert or a Thar Desert. Now, the fourth one is the Southern Plateau. The fourth one is the Southern Plateau. Plateau is a raised land. It's not as high as a hill or so, but not as low as a plain. In between the hills, there will be raised land areas. Okay, that is known as a plateau. And the southern region of India, we have a big plateau. We also call it the Deccan Plateau. Okay, so the southern region is called the Southern Plateau or the Deccan Plateau. Now, the fifth one is, we saw now when we checked the boundaries, on one side, the eastern side we have Bay of Bengal, southern India we have the Indian Ocean, and the west we have Arabian Sea, isn't it? So all these three, the two seas and the ocean, actually give us a very long coastal plain. Right? A very lengthy coastal area. In the west, it's from the Gujarat and it comes through the southern part. It takes on the eastern side and it ends in the West Bengal, and the total length of this coastal line is 7,500 kilometers. So what is the length of the total coastal line of India? You can see in the map it's colored differently there. The coastal line, it's a 7,500 kilometer long. Okay, so the coastal line, the coastal plain is on the eastern side. It's because of the Bay of Bengal. The southern side it is because of the Indian Ocean, and in the western side we have Arabian Sea. So towards the coastal region we have plenty of plain areas also. The coastal line is different from a coastal plain. Okay, coastal line is where the land meets the sea. Coastal plain is the plain land areas we have on this coastal line, right? And then the last we have is the islands. So what do you mean by an island? An island is a land area which is covered by water on all the four sides. On all the four sides. And we have two island groups. In the Bay of Bengal, we have Andaman and Nicobar island groups. It's a chain of islands. Andaman and Nicobar islands. And in the west, in the Arabian Sea, we have Lakshadweep. Right? In the Arabian Sea, we have Lakshadweep, and here in the Bay of Bengal, we have Andaman and Nicobar islands. So these are the major physical divisions that we have in India. In the north, we have the northern mountains or the Himalayas. Just below that, we have the northern plains, which are basically formed by the rivers that come from the northern mountains. Then on the western side of this northern plains, we have the Great Indian Desert or the Thar Desert. Then the southern region is a plateau region, which is a raised landform. It's known as the Southern Plateau, or it is also called the Deccan Plateau. Then a coastal plain across the coastal line, which is of about 7,500 kilometers. The plain regions along the coastal line is known as the coastal plain. And the islands. We have two islands, Andaman and Nicobar Islands in the east in the Bay of Bengal, and Lakshadweep Islands in the west in the Arabian Sea. So these are the major physical divisions of India. And in this lesson, now today we are going to deal with the northern mountains or the Himalayas. Okay, so in this lesson today we are going to deal with only the northern mountains, the Himalayas in detail. Okay, so we will check which are the mountains over there, which regions of India has got these mountains, how the different layers of Himalaya mountains are organized, all these kinds of things, which are the major hill stations over there. Every such aspect of these northern mountains we will deal with in this lesson. In the next lessons, we will deal with the other major physical features of India also. Okay, so in the morning, okay children, so we are now dealing with the northern mountains. So as northern mountains means the mountain ranges that we have in the north, and that's why they are called the northern mountains, right? So we have the northern part of India on the map over here, and the mountain ranges or the northern mountains are also known as the Himalayas. Okay, and they lie in the northern part, right? So here above Kashmir region we have one mountain range called the Karakoram range. Karakoram range means another line of mountains that is passing over there. So it is passing like this over here. Okay, so Himalayas starts from here and ends here, and this is the state of Arunachal Pradesh. Okay, so the Himalayas starts where? In the Kashmir. Okay, to the south of Karakoram range, the Himalayas starts and it runs like this to Arunachal Pradesh. Okay, so Himalayas starts next to the Karakoram range and it runs. This is the line. This is the Himalayas. Okay. Okay. So why is this mountain range called the Himalayas? Hima means what? Hima means snow. Alaya means home. Okay. So Himalayas means nothing else but the storehouse of snow. So what does the Himalaya means? The storehouse of snow. So the name itself suggests one thing. The Himalayan ranges are covered with ice. Okay. And this largest stretch of mountains, this is the biggest mountain stretch in the world also. Okay. So their line is in an arch. Arch means what? When we go to the school, there we have an arch, no? Isn't it? A curve shape. So Himalaya also is lying in a curvical shape. Okay. The tallest mountains are seen in the Kashmir region. So even in Himalayas, some mountains are very tall, some are short. So in that, the tallest mountains are seen in here, and after coming over to Arunachal Pradesh, what it happens is, it bends down. Right? It bends it down and it go like this. Okay? So in this region, the height of the mountains are very short. Okay? It's a very short, and it's just like a wall. Hills are there. Okay? In northeastern states, after reaching Arunachal Pradesh, the Himalayas take a bend down south and it runs through the states in India, and they are comparatively shorter in their heights, and they are usually known as northeastern hills. So what are they known as? Northeastern hills. Okay? So after reaching Arunachal Pradesh, they take a bend down south and runs across the states in India, and there they are known as northeastern hills. Now, the total length of Himalayas from Kashmir till its end in Arunachal Pradesh is 2,400 kilometers. Okay. So this huge wall of mountains, known as the storehouse of snow, starts just below the Karakoram range in Kashmir, goes in the shape of an arch until it reaches the northeastern state of Arunachal Pradesh. From there, it takes a bend and it runs further south down to the states of India over there. The tallest mountains are always found in the Kashmir region of this range, and as it comes over here, after taking the bend and turning to the south, they are just hills, and there they are known as northeastern hills. Okay? As I said, the Himalayas are the highest mountains in the world. The Himalayas are the highest mountains in the world, and they have a lot of snow-covered majestic places also. The highest peak in the world, which is the highest peak in the world? Yeah, the highest peak in the world is Mount Everest. Okay, what is the height of this Mount Everest? It's 8,848 meters above the sea level. Okay? It is 8,848 meters above the sea level. Why do we consider this above the sea level? Land may be of different heights. Plains are there, plateaus are there, hills are there, mountains are there. So the height varies. But what about the sea level? Yeah, water is flat, na? Everywhere that is a common platform to measure the height, isn't it? So water, the sea level is considered as a zero, and from there we measure the height of these structures. So in that count, the height of Mount Everest is 8,848 meters above the sea level, and that is located in Nepal. So which is Nepal here? Yeah, this region is Nepal. Okay, and the location of Mount Everest is here. It's very close to the state of Sikkim in India. Okay, there are some other highest peaks also here in the Himalayan range, like we have Kanchenjunga. Okay, Kanchenjunga is another highest peak. Then we have Nanda Devi. Nankan, Kamat. Okay, so all these are, and Nanga Parvat also. Okay, so other some high peaks in the range of Himalayas is Kanchenjunga, Nanda Devi, Nankan, Kamat, and Nangapur. Some other highest peaks in India are Kanchenjunga, Nanda Devi, Nankan, Kamat, and Nangapur. There is another one, which is the highest peak in India. The highest peak in India is actually known as K2. Okay, and its another name is Godwin Austen. Right? So it is not told in publicly as a Godwin Austen, but we usually call it by the name K2, and the location of K2 is here. Okay, the other highest peaks, Kanchenjunga is the second highest peak. Kanchenjunga comes here. Okay, the other peaks in India are scattered in this region. Okay, so the highest peak in the world is Mount Everest, which is in Nepal. The highest peak in India is K2 or Godwin Austen in Jammu and Kashmir. Okay, now who climbed to the top of Mount Everest for the first time? Edmund Hillary, along with a Sherpa called Tenzing Norgay. They were the people who climbed on top of Mount Everest in 1953. Okay? So, lot of people had tried even before that to reach the top of Mount Everest, but usually they couldn't. The first man to reach the highest peak of Mount Everest is Edmund Hillary. He is from New Zealand. Okay, so this person, Tenzing Norgay, was a Sherpa. Sherpa means they are people who live in these mountains. So they know how to climb mountains and all. So they will always assist these people who want to climb Mount Everest and other peaks. Okay, so both of them together reached the pinnacle. Pinnacle means the topmost point of Mount Everest in 1950. The Himalayan range, right from the Karakoram range till the Arunachal Pradesh region, is actually divided into three parallel ranges. Means it's not a single stretch of mountains. There are three different stretches of mountain happening over there. Okay, so the first one is